Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a level 20 Elder build guide in Baldur's Gate 3 using the Windwalker subclass. This is a mod that was made by Orhine 1985. It's a really cool class. It uses wisdom for its spell casting, and each of these subclasses comes with a bunch of unique spells. Let me know if you want to see other subclasses from here be covered. I just wanted to go with the Windwalker because it's interesting. You can do melee attacks later on up to 18 meters away, so it's kind of like swinging your sword and an air blade flies out of it. Sharp, fast, and deadly. Wind is your main weapon. This gives us the flaying. Rip your target's skin to shreds. You can cast a spell in melee or range, and you get different effects depending on your choice. You also get lightweight feather, immunity to fall damage, and movement speeds increased by 3 meters. You get the mist, which is like a fog cloud, and squall. This is kind of like gust of wind. It pushes back creatures 5 meters and forces them off balance. So we'll go with the Windwalker here. We get to take Elder Power cantrips, so we'll take obviously Eldritch Blast, Mage Hand, which is really nice because you can use it to throw health potions and water bottles, Bone Chill to stop targets from healing, and Booming Blade because we can later do a long range version of this. Now we're going to be built around the dexterity stat and the wisdom stat, so it's best to have at least 16 dexterity, 14 constitution, and 16 wisdom. You can swap dexterity and constitution around if you prefer higher armor or if you prefer higher health at the early game, but I like to have the dexterity higher. For skill proficiencies, persuasion if you're the face of the party, acrobatics can be nice too so you don't get shoved, and then survival or perception as well as a good choice. This does have full level 20 support, which is great. At level 2, we get the Ancestral Power Sword. You can use one Elder Power to do maximum damage on a spell. And then we also get the Primordial Power Unlock. From now on, you use your Elder Power resource to trigger devastating additional effects. This also gives us the meta magics, and we get to choose spells here, with Shield being really good. Mage Armor is also quite nice, or Grease, because it gives you a bit of crowd control. Find Familiar for the Raven would make a lot of sense here too if you don't want to take Mage Armor, and Chromatic Orb's a good choice. We'll go with these two here. And for the meta magics, I guess we do need a damage spell, so you could swap off Mage Armor for Chromatic Orb here. For the meta magic, we're going to go with the Twin Spell and Distance Spell, increasing the spell's range, which is nice for a Windwalker. It just makes a whole lot of sense. Into level 3, this gives us our Elder Stance. You can choose between a Pure Spell or War Mage. So that's one of the cool abilities of this. You get to kind of switch between different stances. We also get an Elder Fighting Style subclass feature. Movement speeds increased by 3 meters. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws. So that means against spells like Fireball and Lightning Bolt. You can jump twice as far regardless of whatever armor you're wearing. You also get the Twister, deal slashing damage and hold your enemies. This is like hold person, but it also does damage. So you can hold the enemy there, get free crits off on them. And you get the Wind Travel. Use the power of the wind to teleport to an area you can see. Afterwards, you get advantage on your next attack roll. This does use an action level 2 spell slot, so that's something you want to keep in mind. Not always the best choice. For meta magics, Quicken Spell, always a good choice. And we get to pick an Elder Fighting Style. Now, if you're going to wear armor, defense will be the best choice. Just a +1 armor class is really nice. If you want to focus more on melee, you can go dueling and wear shield, but I think it's best to increase our armor class. Level 4 gives us another Elder spell choice. So we got Mirror Image, increasing armor class by 9. We have a better version of Hold Person, so we're not going to take that. And it's actually better than Clouded Dagger, so we're not going to take that either. So Mirror Image, Misty Step. Misty Step's nice because it's a bonus action. We do have that other teleport, but it takes a full action. And we get to take Elder's Boosts. So you can get an extra bonus action. Elder Vision allows you to see a magical dark vision. Second reaction, enhanced cantrips will increase the range by half. Charisma is added to your proficiency bonus, or you get proficiency bonus to persuasion checks or history checks. The top 3 are the best. I would recommend either the bonus action. I like to be able to see a magical darkness. This is really effective. And second reaction, you could go with the second bonus action if you prefer. We'll go with an ability score improvement for our first feat on our wisdom stat. And then into level 5, we get the Cast and Strike. After casting a spell or a cantrip, you can make a melee attack using a bonus action. So it's a good choice to get an extra bonus action because you Misty Step and then attack. We're going to take another cantrip here, Firebolt to explode things. And then we also get the Breath attack here. Create a wind tunnel propelled by your hands, injuring enemies with slashing damage. And Air Pressure, you create an area where it has haste in a 2-meter zone, so you can haste your entire team. It's kind of like the haste spores. Really effective, so yeah, use it on your team. Good concentration to hold. Level 6 gives us a subclass feature, Violent Wind. At the cost of 1 Elder Power, your next spell will make targets bleed. If it's already applied, they'll take 3 to 30 slashing damage, plus your wisdom modifier. We're also going to take more Elder spells, Hunger Vidar, Counterspell. 2 reactions and Counterspell goes hard. We also have haste, but we can make a haste pocket, which is arguably better. I also like just to grab Misty Step there too. And you can always, if you're going to use armor, swap off one of these here and then pop on and grab like your Hunger Vidar. This does require concentration, so not always the best choice, but Misty Step, we'll take that. Extra survivability, never a bad thing. We get Elder Boost at level 7, and we get the Tornado doing 78 slashing and makes targets bleed. And then we also get the Wind Freedom during 10 turns. You don't proc opportunity attacks. Can't be restrained. You unlock the Zephyr, which comes from the Nirona weapon. So pretty cool. The benefits of the spell disappear when you use Zephyr, which will show off. This uses a bonus action and a concentration. And we get to take another Elder Boost, which many more pop up. Gain Force Conduit when taking damage. Force Conduit can reduce your damage and make a Force Explosion. When you deal damage with a cantrip or spell, Arcane Synergy, which will add your ability modifier to your weapon attacks. Arcane Acuity, we don't have to explain how good that is. There's a helmet that applies, and it's one of the best items in the game. Fast Attack, for creature attacks you, you can use your reaction to make an attack as well. But also really good because you can sometimes take them out. Magic Resilience, advantage on saving throws. Elder Slayer, 1d8 damage against targets that already have taken damage. Elder Strike, which is from the Eldritch Knight. This will make it so the target has disadvantage on a spell if you do a melee attack. I think the second bonus action and second reaction are the best. Counterspell, I actually think its second reaction might be better than 2 bonus actions, but we'll go with the bonus action just because it is good. Level 8, Wind Strike. You imbue your weapon with the power of the wind. You can choose to strike your enemies at melee or from 18 meters. Yeah, it's really good. And then we also get to choose some different spells. Woodland Being, Minor Elementals, 2 really great choices. Confusion also being a good one to take, but we're going to go with the Woodland Being because it's got the ability to hold Spike Growth as a concentration. We'll also increase our wisdom here up to 20. Just great to have that up higher. Level 9 gives us another spell with the Pack Flight. Until long rest, your entire team can fly. Does require concentration. You also get the Aeolian Attraction, 68 slashing, attract enemies towards you from 3 meters away with a powerful wind and disarms the targets. Huge. Disarm is really effective. We also get to take another spell here. Careful Spell can be nice. Sometimes the team can get in the way of your powerful spells. Level 10 gives us another cantrip here, so your choice. Minor Illusion's nice. Friends, if you're the face of the party. Even Vicious Mockery can be good. And then we get access to level 5 spells with Conjure Elemental, Hold Monster being 2 of the top picks here, because Conjure Elemental is really, really good. Level 11, Thrifty Sorcerer. You have unlocked the power of using your full potential. With the cost of 1 Elder Power, you can use any spell without expending a spell slot. Free cast, we love those. And you also get the Elusive Breeze. Every ally becomes invisible. So yeah, that's good too. You make everyone disappear. We also get the Wise Spells. Adds, in the form of psychic damage, your Wisdom modifier to spells, so that's extra damage. Wise Strikes will add your Wisdom modifier to weapon attacks. Brutal Elder, increase your critical hit chance. Better Elder Style will increase your spell attack rolls. Don't take this. If you're going to take that, go with the Arcane Acuity. It's much better. I think at this point, second reaction is better. Getting more resources is extremely huge. But then we can also add in the Wise Spells here to add extra psychic damage to our attack. So it's a plus $5 spells. That's pretty nice. Level 12 gives us another Elder Spells choice in Planar Ally. You can't go wrong with a Planar Ally. Create Undead is nice too, because this will allow you to raise a corpse, and that's an extra enemy that's on your team. Or it's an extra 93 health, I guess I should say, that's on your team, and it can also apply Bone Chill on the targets. Blade Barrier is also kind of fun, and we'll go with an ability score improvement on either Dexterity, the Alert feat as well for plus 5 to Initiative, or the Spell Sniper, increasing our critical hit chance. It's an option. War Caster as well, but we'll roll with that. At level 13, we get Wind Jail. 5d8 slashing damage. Imprison your enemies with an area they take slashing damage. They can't move if they fail their dexterity saving throw. This is actually one of the few level 7 spell mods. So yeah, you continually keep getting more powerful spells. Level 14 gives us another Elder spell here. And we got access to all the previous levels here. So there are some fun ones to take. I like Grasping Vine. This is a bonus action. It can pull targets towards itself. Since we have so many bonus actions, that's not a bad choice to go with, and it creates difficult terrain around it, so that can be good. Blade Barrier can be pretty effective for setting up a difficult terrain, but we do have better slashing damage type attacks like this. And we can take another Elder boost here. So Arcane Acuity, it's hard to go wrong with that. Arcane Synergy is nice too, but we have helmets for both of these. Fast Attack is also quite good. If a creature attacks, you can use do a melee attack. We'll take that just because it's super useful. We have 2 reactions. We may as well boost them up. Level 15, Beneficial Death. After killing a target with a spell once per long rest, you can use 1 Elder Power to recover 8 sorcery points. Yeah, this is like a sorcerer, but much better. Doesn't have the best spell list in comparison, but you get the cool ability to choose a discipline here, like Wind. Slashing Wind, 11d8 slashing. You rip through the air around you, dealing heavy damage to enemies in the area, making them vulnerable to subsequent wind attacks. Not easy to apply vulnerability to slashing, but now you can. And at this point, I think it's best to just boost up our dexterity for our better survivability. And then at level 7, and also against melee attacks, Chromatic Knowledge. You can use one of the spells from the other Elder Power subclasses and use your Elder Power ones for short rest. This is pretty crazy because there's some strong ones. I guess I'll go over them. Infestation, Locust Attack, 8d10 poison, and creates difficult terrain. Mind Blast, 10d8 plus 5 psychic, unleash the power of your mind. Stunning enemies. This is the best choice. Stuns are very strong. Level 8 enchantment spell. Petrification, turn enemies stone for 10 turns. That's okay. Elder's Chain Lightning, 12d8 lightning, and then it bolts it to 3 others targets. This is just a little bit better. Hits more targets. Circle of Death, 11d8, which is really nice. And what's cool is a necromancy spell, so if you have the Staff of Cherished Necromancy, you can continually keep casting it. Wall of Fire, 10d8 of fire damage. Sleet Storm, concentration, douses fire and creates a surface. I mean, we already got different versions of that. Elder Shadowblade, bonus action, 5 to 40 psychic damage on attack. That's really strong. And Breath of Life does a dazzling breath in a cone, level 1 evocation spell. Mind Blast being the best choice here. Stunning a target and doing that much damage is nuts. Although Elder Shadowblade is a good choice too. And then we also get to take another one of the spells here. I guess Minor Illusion or Minor Elementals or Create Undead would be a good choice. Pretty cool that you can choose from the other Elder subclasses. We get another Elder boost here, so we can increase the range of our cantrips if we wanted to. Advantage on saving throws against spells and other effects is also really good. As mentioned, Arcane Acuity, pretty freaking nice, so we'll take that just to boost up our spell casting. Level 19, Hidden Power. We reach the full potential of our magic. Well, the full power is activated. All your spells can be used with 1 Elder Power instead of traditional spell slots. You become immune to your predominant elements. And we also got the Windwalker, reach for your full potential, so immune to slashing damage. And then we get the Wall of Wind. Create a wall of wind which can push your enemies back 4 meters and injure them when they try to cross it. Level 9 spell. Pretty crazy. Level 20 just gives us another Elder spell here. And I think you can't add any extra spells to this list. It's just the way that the spell lists work in Baldur's Gate 3. Create Undead is really good, or Guardian of Faith. And then for our final feat, which we get at level 20, which is kind of interesting, you could go with the Tough feat for extra 2 health for every level you've gained, or an ability score improvement on the Dexterity. Your choice there, either 40 health or +1 armor class. Probably better for the 40 health. The nice thing is we can always use our free casting staff to summon in our planar ally. I like the Genie personally myself because the Genie can push enemies back with its Thunder Wave, which can use it. You can push it to use it to push them into your like slashing wind attacks and all the other attacks that we do have. And then what we can also do is swap this around and take another staff. It also has a free cast, so you can use the free cast from that to summon in like a Air Myrmidon, because we're focused on doing the wind damage, so the Air Myrmidon just makes sense to summon in. I won't focus on bringing in the other summons. I guess the Woodland Being is good because it has the spike growth, and then the Woodland Being also has its own summon too, which is nice. So it's got the Wood Woad there, which you have lots of crowd control between all these, and the Air Myrmidon can stun like our stunning strike that we got here. You can see all the different effects that we got here, so this is cool. The Wind Strike can power up our abilities here, giving us that additional range. We also then have things like this one Elder Power here. We can do additional damage on our attacks. We got Arcane Recovery, Elder Power there. Yeah, there's a lot going on with this class. Windwalker will give us the full power, and we can use our Elder spells instead of spell slots too. So we got lots of different ways to cast our abilities. Thrifty Sorcerer can give us 8 sorcery points. Yeah, we get a lot of sorcery points back. We can swap our stances going into Spellcaster, which gives us a +1 to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. Or Elder Sword. Use your Wisdom modifier for attack rolls, no longer strength and dexterity. Elder's Magic's nice though, it gives you a boost to your spell casting, which is always appreciated. And with our 2 bonus actions and 2 reactions, we can actually do quite a bit of damage. So we got lots of spell slots as well. Now getting into gear. So we got the Hood of the Weave, which gives us a bonus to spell save DC. We don't need the Helmet of Arcane Acuity because we already got it. Early game, Haste Helm can be nice. And we can also go with something like the Diadem of Arcane Synergy to add our Wisdom modifier to our melee attacks. So we cast a spell and then also get our +5 to our spell attack, our weapon attacks. Cloak Protection, the Armor of Agility. I also have the Wondrous Gloves here, which will give us an additional, it puts our armor class up to 30, which is nuts. If you don't want that, Brain Drain Gloves can actually boost up with the Mind Blast. Whenever we deal psychic damage, they get mental fatigue, so it's more likely we land our spells against the enemies. And also the Helldust Gloves, always a good choice here. Evasive Shoes for +1 armor class. We got the Hellrider Longbow for the +3 to initiative. We can go with a bunch of different rings here depending on what you want to build yourself around. Coruscation Ring for the Radiating Orbs is always a good idea. And then also the Ring of Protection. Mark of Heshker there. And whenever we mark a Heshker, we're going to go ahead with Kreska's Favor and the Bolts of Doom. Lightning goes with Wind, and this will give us lightning charges on all of our spells, so that can be pretty effective as well. And I'll show off what this looks like in combat. Alright, so into combat, we got a lot of really effective abilities. Our most powerful obviously being the Mind Blast. You can see the range on this thing. It's absurd. So whenever possible, we want to try to get as many targets into this whenever we can. So running back here lets me hit another target with it. We're missing the one that I want to get, but that's okay. This will stun targets, 114, 112. Yeah, that ability is really strong. Tactician Enhance, just a little heads up. And then we're going to use some of these spells that we do get with it. So like Tornado, Spiral the Ground, Choking Maelstrom, makes your targets bleed. So this has a huge area of effect on it. So we're going to cast this right here to hit 2 targets. Boom, and critical hit on it. Yeah, that took out the target. That took out everybody with it. Pretty nuts. Then we can also do an extra attack, so that gives us a Booming Blade, because we get that bonus action attack after casting a spell. But we also have Quicken Spell, 16 sorcery points. So we can then do another spell here, which is pretty nuts. Aeolian Attraction, which will... This, I guess, is more so will pull enemies towards us. We can go with one of our concentration spells like Wind Jail, which will hold enemies in place. Slashing Wind, which rips through in a huge area. And then we also have the Wall of Wind, which will apply here. And the Wall of Wind is like a kind of like a wall of fire there. Creates a big wall. The targets have to deal with it. And then, since we got 2 bonus actions, that's another Quicken spell. It feels like it's cheating almost. Yeah, Tactician Enhance. We also then have Slashing Wind here, which we can use on a variety of different targets. We'll just hit this target here. Boom. That was enough to take those targets out as well. Slashing damage, one of the worst damage types, but pretty good in this setting. And it actually called in a bunch of guards here. So what's funny is they're just going to continually try to get into the fight. But our Wall of Wind is blocking line of sight. And even if they dash, they can't make their way through it. So yeah, it's like a wall of fire, but juiced up. And they'll make the silly mistake of trying to run into it multiple times there. So yeah, it's pretty strong. If you want to add insult to injury, you can drop a Spike Growth down right beside it so that they have difficult terrain and will take piercing damage on it. Just absolutely insane amounts of crowd control. And then if you want to, our Air Myrmidon can go in and start ravaging their backline because he can stun. I wouldn't fully recommend going ahead and doing this, but the Electrified Flail can stun targets. So bonk, we stun them, they lost their turn, adding more insult to injury. And if you want to get real silly, the Genie also can do some funny stuff because it's got a Shifting Winds teleport as well. And then you can pop this to get right into the right in their face. And then we have our Wind attack here, which, or I guess it's a pushback attack, but we can push them into it. It failed, or it succeeded on the save. So we would have pushed them into the wind there. And they don't really got much to do. So they're stuck back there. It's our turn again. We can then go ahead with like a tornado. We'll drop that down right there. Boom. That hurt one person there. And then I guess we'll go with the Frang's kind of cool. We got so many different options for spells. Some of them are long range, some of them are short range, but we also got the distance spell that we can use. So distance spell will empower us to hit a little bit further away. There are some limitations, but we can drop like the tornado here again. Tornado is just a really good damage option. Boom. That's all it took. This is an overpowered class. We didn't even get touched by the enemy, but yeah, the Wall of Wind looks really cool. I wanted to showcase that one in particular. The Flag's kind of cool too, because you can use this melee flay or the spellcasting flay to bleed the target and deal a little extra damage. Yeah, wind-based class. We're the Wind Waker. Pretty cool. Let me know your thoughts though in the comments. Let me know which of these subclasses you would like to see next. Hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed. I guess we'll drop a Wind Jail on... we'll show you what this looks like, because the Wind Jail is pretty cool. Not enough space. We'll throw it down there. Wind Jail. Now they're trapped in there. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button. We'll catch you in the next one.